Hi, I'm Nicole. So Miner's article on the body rituals among the Necromaria really did offer some good insight on just like everyday customs for these people. And knowing that it was satire kind of, I guess, helped because I think it was strange reading some of the customs, and they did seem bizarre. And initially, I was intrigued by the exoticized descriptions of these people and their seemingly strange rituals. However, as I read further, I recognized that their name was America spelled backwards. And I realized that Miner was cleverly critiquing the way anthropologists often describe other cultures. The article made me reflect on how our own culture practices, like things such as a dentist visit or daily hygiene routines, can appear extreme or ritualistic to people who are unfamiliar with it. It's also revealed the tendency of Americans to place great emphasis on physical appearances or their health or even material wealth. And it became almost an obsession for some Americans, like shoes or clothes or things like that. People get really obsessed with that stuff. And so, I mean, it really kind of showed that Americans are like that. The overall thing I think I got from it was Miner's piece challenged me to think about cultural importance, like of viewing people's customs through an objective lens rather than imposing my own cultural bias. It served as a reminder that all cultures have unique rituals. And they may seem normal to one group, but most definitely can appear strange or excessive to another one. So, I think one important thing that I have in my own culture, which is Mexican, is communication, right? It's a communication ritual. So greeting someone with a handshake, a hug, or even a kiss on the cheek. And to someone who is unfamiliar with that, they might find it strange. So an external observer might describe it as highly personal and an affectionate way of acknowledging someone, especially compared to a more distant greeting in other cultures. The practice does reflect core Mexican values, such as family and warm interpersonal relationships. In Mexican culture, relationships are built on trust, as well as closeness and respect and physical gestures like kissing on the cheek. Some kiss on the mouth, and then there's also where you call your mom's friend aunt or uncle or any of those things, even when they're not related to you. So the greeting is not just a simple formality, however, but a way to show hospitality and give warmth and just a genuine interest in others. From an American cultural perspective, which often values personal space, this kind of greeting might seem overly intrusive. Yet in Mexico, it does align with the way that they view things, where strong social connections and a sense of belonging are prioritized. So the Mexican greeting or handshake kiss, right, has evolved over time and has been influenced by historical, social, and global factors. The greeting has a deep-rooted colonialism from Spain, And in Spain and much of Latino America, personal greetings involve physical touch, which is a sign of warmth and respect. Indigenous Mexicans, however, had their own type of greeting customs and often more reserved and less physical contact. So as the Spanish and the indigenous cultures started to blend, the practice of cheek kissing became widespread, particularly among the upper and middle classes. So about the 20th century, we had like urbanization and globalization reinforced this kind of warm greeting as a norm, especially in the social and professional settings. Well, we all know that men have traditionally greeted each other with a handshake and women with a kiss on the cheek. Changing those gender norms allowed for more flexibility within those interactions. After COVID-19, though, people kind of altered that type of custom. And so it led to a temporarily decline in contact with people. So people would use things like a head nod or wave, or even just, elbow bump instead. And so now it's been a couple years, and I think that we are now coming back to the kiss on the cheek, especially around some of the urban areas. But people still value their personal space now. So even though our cultural traditions do remain kind of strong, it will continue to adapt, and younger generations may use it more selectively, maybe in a less professional setting and with closer friends, especially like family circles. Those types of rituals will remain cherished and will also continue to be an expression of warmth and connection in the Mexican culture. So I'm going to briefly share the evolution of changes. So the gradual decline of physical greetings, like the cheek kiss, in favor more of a distance or selective interactions now, and can be both positive and negative on the U.S. culture. I think one beneficial aspect of this change is the increased respect for personal space, which aligns with the ever-evolving social norms. A lot of people don't want to be touched. So according to Hall, which was 1966, cultures vary in their use of personal space, with the U.S. generally favoring more of a physical distance compared to Latin American cultures. The shift away from the obligatory physical contact may create more of a comfortable social environment, especially for those who prefer the non-contact greeting. I myself don't like to be hugged. However, the change could also be detrimental in reducing that personal connection, especially when it's a social interaction. And it has been shown that physical touch plays a crucial role in fostering trust and emotional bonding. And that is from Field and the touch of social emotional, and physical well-being from 2010. And as greetings become less tactile, there is a risk of diminishing the sense of closeness and hospitality that's often associated with interpersonal communication, especially in the Mexican culture. Overall, I think that People do need to learn how to adapt to greeting customs, especially since the more modern benefits are inclusivity and individual comfort. But also the loss of physical warmth and interactions could make social connections feel more impersonal in this culture. Okay, thank you.